We're making a difference in our Tauranga local area of New Zealand for the ARCHEY'S frog by Georgia Land.
Wetakarehiwi, Ballamua,
Ben Coleman and Briar King.
ARCHEY'S frogs love any small flies or crickets, and they feed at night. They live in the native forest and bush, and they can be found in the Coromandel Peninsula and the Whanganero Forest. They can also be found in Auckland Zoo breeding. They lay up to 13 rather large eggs for their size, and their tadpole stage is in the egg. So when the egg hatches, they climb onto the male's back until their tail has been reabsorbed into their body. These frogs don't croak but chirp and are thought to employ scent. And they also have special tail wagging muscles which helps them in breeding season. One of the biggest issues has been the chytrid fungus, and it's a skin fungus which has been killing off frog populations worldwide and has been detected on 287 species of amphibians. That is a lot, from 36 different countries worldwide.
This disease is called chytridiomycosis, which is quite possibly the worst disease in recorded history. Chytridiomycosis is quite likely responsible for over 100 species extinctions since the 1970s. One other issue that the ARCHEY'S frogs have is us humans. We are cutting down their habitat, meaning there's no space for them to breed, meaning no more ARCHEY'S frogs. Another problem that there is rats, stoats, birds, etc. They love feasting on these little frogs and their eggs because they are such an easy target. At Tyra School, our group decided to help with the stoat and rat problem. We decided to raise some money to get some good-natured traps. These traps are self-setting and are really good for the environment because it has no poison, so it doesn't kill any other animals. The reason we did not go into the environment to help the ARCHEY'S frog is because doctors not advise and does not want people to do this. If you do this, you could be disturbing the ARCHEY'S frog or even spreading the chytridiomycosis disease even further.
This is how the good nature trap works. A mouse or a rat smells a nice scent, so he pokes his head up into the trap to check it out. A spring-powered mechanism senses that he's there and smashes across, with this killing him. Then it auto-resets and doing it again. It does not use poison, so it means that other birds and cats can scavenge it and eat it.
To raise money, we decided to do a guess how many jelly beans in the jar raffle. After school, we headed downtown from one end to the other. We walked for an hour and a half and then decided to head home. I counted the money and we found out that this was our biggest profit made during the study. We also sold some tickets after school after our school assembly. I also took the jelly beans down to my brother's junior soccer tournament and sold some more tickets there, which means more money for the ARCHEY'S frog. After a week on camp, we sold a few more tickets and counted the money.
A huge thank you to Jane Land for donating the jelly beans in a jar, Nick Heslop for spending his own time down here to help us come up with an action plan, Doc for opening the competition, Miss Telfer for showing us the competition and getting us involved, and everyone who bought a ticket and everyone who made a donation. A huge congratulations to Karen Wood, who won the Jelly Bean Jar raffle. She guessed 128 out of 129. In the end, we raised $107.70 by selling all the Jelly Bean raffle tickets. This is enough money to buy a good nature trap. We also raised awareness around town by telling everyone who we sold a ticket to about the ARCHEY'S frog. We also put a blog up about the ARCHEY'S frog on our local Tara Facebook page called Tara Chit Chat.
So this is our post that we posted on our Tara Chit Chat page, and our account is called Tara School Tara. So get on and have a look at what is we've said and is on there, and it's really interesting stuff.
We're going to ring Nick Heslop and tell him how much money we've raised, and we're going to give him the money so that he can buy the trap through Doc, because they get a discount. We are also going to organise a time for us to go up and set the trap up over in Tapu Koro Glen where Doc already has a trap line. No Archie's frog will get harmed in this process because we are with professionals.
Although Nick has told us that this will be only enough for one trap, we're making a really big difference to the Archie's frog populations. We're going to save up to 5 Archie's frogs. And if we're lucky enough to get the $750, we are going to buy 6 new traps, so that means 30 Archie's frogs are going to be saved. It's going to make a big difference. One of the challenges that we faced was the teamwork area. Some team members didn't want to do the activity that we were doing and didn't want to contribute. So we had to take matters into our own hand, which meant having more work on ourselves and also doing it in our own time.
Another challenge that we faced was finding out what we could do to help the Archie's frog. Because as I said before, you can't go into the environment and help them because they are so tiny and precious. And then once we did find out what we were going to do, it was a matter of finding how we could fundraise. So thanks again to Jane Land for giving us that idea and giving us those jelly beans.
Another challenge that we faced was it was really hard to arrange the right time for everyone to go downtown to sell the tickets. Because everyone had their own after-school commitments, but we did find a day.
The End. Narrated by Bella Muir,
Georgia Land.
Brendan Coleman.